Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is part 98. We are gradually getting close to the end of this story. So guys, if you are seeing this for the first time, there's a whole videos you have to watch. The link to the playlist will be in the description for those that want to start from part 1. Let's continue.
Part 98 of How I Married a Man That Didn't Exist. On June 22nd, I checked the spam folder in my Facebook. I did this occasionally. I was waiting for another woman to come forward, honestly. I kept checking. I got a message from a burner account. It didn't have anything on it, no profile picture, didn't know who it was. Hey, you don't know me, but can you please text me? It's not a scam, not a trick. It's about your book. No ill intention whatsoever. So I didn't see this until the next morning on the 23rd. My anxiety was immediately through the roof. I think y'all have gathered at this point that my nerves are always a wreck. So I texted the number. I said, hey, it's Chastity. She said, oh my God, how are you? I said, I'm good. How are you? Who are you? So she told me her name was Brittany, Rob's ex he had a daughter with. My body was shaking all over. We texted a lot throughout that day, sharing little tidbits of our lives with Rob with each other. We had decided we were going to meet that day after work. My nerves wouldn't have let me put it off. Baby, it's another one of those things of, you gotta talk to me right now. There was no schedule for tomorrow, baby. I will throw up. But I was scared. What if it wasn't her? What if I was being trapped? So I called my mom right away and I told her. She, of course, was suspicious. But I knew if it was real, it was something I needed to do. Rob and Emily had created this story of Brittany to fit their narrative. That they were safe people, that they were good people, that they were my people. Now that I knew the truth about all of that, I needed for myself to hear this from someone else. I needed to hear her story. So I told Brittany I was anxious and that I hoped she didn't think I was weird, but that I needed for her to send me a selfie holding up 2 fingers. I sure the fuck did. And she said she was driving, she'd be home soon, and then she would send it. Not too long later, she did send me a picture holding up 2 fingers. I figured that it wouldn't be so wild to have a picture holding up 2 fingers in a picture. So now that I'm thinking back, next time I'm asking for 3 or 8. Better give me 8 fingers right the fuck now, okay? So after I got the picture, I was a little sus still. So I ran a background check on her phone number. I don't even know if she knows this. I don't know if I ended up actually telling her. I ran a background check on that number. Sure enough, it came back as her. But I still wasn't satisfied. My nerves were still not eased.
See what she's doing for Miss Brittany. I expect that's what she should have done for Miss Rob, especially knowing the fact that the man admitted to being an addict. He couldn't stay away from liquor. He was doing... Guys. It is well, no? No need crying over spilled milk.
So somehow my anxiety and my mind still somehow tried to tell me that he was in on it. And that she was trying to get me. He was trying to get me. And somehow got her mixed in with this plan to meet me and get me somewhere isolated. That's what the fuck my mind was saying. Sometimes living with PTSD is unbearable. That's the reality of it. This is how my brain works even today. Even a seemingly safe situation raises alarms. I avoid a lot of things. I run, I hide. So, against my better judgment, but out of pure need, we agreed to meet at a gas station after 5 p.m., after I got off work. So I got there first, and I was originally parked on the side. Like, there was some space before you hit the pumps, but that felt too unsafe and too exposed. So I ended up backing my car into a parking spot so I could be faced out and I could see everything. Excuse me. In that event, I was able to see every single car coming in, every single person, and I was able to speed out and leave if I needed to. So every car that came into that gas station made my heart pound because I didn't know what I was looking for. I didn't know what to expect. I still had some part of me that thought he was coming. He was going to pop up with her. So I did see her pull in, and my eyes didn't immediately go to her. It went to her passenger seat. I needed to make sure nobody was in there with her. She pulled up to the gas pump, and she got out to get gas. And I pulled up beside her, and I got out. And then she wrapped her arms around me. And we said a few things, I don't know. And I really tried not to cry. And I did tell her I never thought the day would come where I would meet her. Out of all of Rob's exes, if I ever had any interaction with any of them, I really thought that she would be the one that I never heard from. So after chatting a bit, I determined that I was okay, that I was safe, and I invited her to follow behind me. She did have both of the kids with her. So in my mind, I'm like, she has just as much to lose as I do here. So we got to my apartment complex, and then I saw Scarlett get out of the car. I don't know if I've shared this with Brittany. I don't remember if this has been part of any of our conversations. But all of a sudden, I was choking on grief. She looked so much like him, in my opinion. There was so much innocence in a face that had only met me with so much violence. And I didn't know what to do with that in that moment. So we went inside, and I put a blanket on the floor while she played with the cats. She watched TV. I put something on for her. She went into the kitchen with me to get a snack. To be in the presence of my husband's child was incredibly difficult for me at first. But as she sat with me and she talked with me, she played with the cats. She said thank you for her applesauce and cheese stick. Every time I get a cheese stick out of my fridge now, all I think about is Scarlett. It was so apparent that she was nothing like him. Of course she wasn't. But she was pure innocence and goodness. That is a beautiful little girl. A piece of the only good part of him, and I know I've said this before, but just like my daughters that I had to give back. They were his too, and they were once mine, and now I'm sitting in my house with something that came from him. I was struggling. No ill feelings towards either of them, no ill feelings towards the situation, but it triggered the fuck out of me. She played with Mango the most. Tonka's not nice. She threw, I don't know what maybe they had a crinkle ball or something. I don't know. I think I had found a few toys. She was playing with Mango. Mango was like laying on the blanket with her. It was just, she was occupied with the TV while Brittany and I talked. So Brittany sat and bravely shared her story with me. We pieced timelines together, revealed truths I didn't think either of us ever thought that we would hear. Some parts were almost unbearable for me to hear. And I sat and I cried out of shock and disbelief, and she's already shared her story, so you know what those things are. And then we talked about my book, how she had read a sample off of Amazon. I had gave her a copy to go home with, and I couldn't wait for her to read it. Fast forward to later that night, she ended up sending me a picture of her husband laying on the floor with his nose in this book, refusing to give it to her until he read it, which it was really cute. Let's go into the next part.
Well, guys, I don't even know what to say, but I'm so glad that the two of them that are getting over all this. I'll see you guys in the next episode.